Today we have 55 mind-blowing random facts. Modern air travel is a triumph of safety. Over 90% of plane crashes have survivors. A person blinks approximately 25,000 times a week. That's like 5.2 million blinks per year. 10% of waking hours spent in momentary darkness and 0.3 seconds per blink. Maldives holds the title of flattest country, with an average elevation of 1.8 meters or 5.9 feet and a highest point of 5.1 meters or 16.7 feet. Seals lack external ear flaps or auricles, a sleek adaptation for aquatic speed. Instead, they rely on hidden ear canals that close underwater, while specialized bone structures conduct sound vibrations directly to their inner ears. Manatees and sloths are neck rebels, the only mammals to defy the near-universal 7 cervical vertebrae rule. Manatees have a low metabolic rate. As a result, they use relatively little energy for daily activities. This is an adaptation to a low-energy plant-based diet. Also, their intestines stretch 30 meters or 100 feet, necessary to extract meager nutrients from fibrous seagrass. The term jellyfish doesn't describe a species. It's a mobile phase in the medusozoa life cycle, distinct from their sessile polyp stage. This medusa phase is essentially a drifting reproductive machine. The branch of botany that studies trees and shrubs is dendrology. Currently, about 67,000 tree species have been identified. Cinnamon is nothing else than the dried bark of the cinnamon tree, and there are about 250 species of cinnamon tree. True cinnamon is sun-dried inner bark from cinnamomum trees, but not all 250 species make the cut. Only a handful yield premium spice. The American bullfrog is the largest species of frog in the United States. One of the most noticeable features of bullfrogs is their incredibly large eardrums, or tympana, which are actually bigger than their eyes. This impressive anatomy allows them to pick up the deep juggo-rum calls of rival bullfrogs across ponds. Watch ads love the 10 past 10, mostly because the hands frame the logo, create symmetry, and mimic a smile, causing a subconsciously appealing. Funny thing is that AI struggles to generate images of clocks with another time, since most training images show 10 past 10. AI often defaults to it, even when asked for other times. Mayflies are known for their incredibly brief adult lifespans, with some species living for only 24 hours, while their larval stage can last for months or even years. Meerkats have a dark side. Up to 20% of their deaths come from other meerkats, usually in violent clashes over territory or dominance. Females, especially, murder rival pups to secure resources for their own offspring. Only 5% of cheetah cubs survive to adulthood. The first spacecraft to successfully conduct a flyby of Mars and return images was NASA's Mariner 4 in 1965. Yup, that's 60 years ago. Lungfish are nature's ultimate backup breathers, the only fish equipped with both gills and functioning lungs. Now their lungs aren't true lungs. They are modified swim bladders, the same organ other fish use for buoyancy. If you actually read every privacy policy shoved at you online, it'd swallow 76 workdays a year, so no one blames you for skimming. We all sell our souls with a click. Platypuses are venomous, but only the males. Male platypuses have a venomous spur on their hind legs, used during mating season battles. The venom isn't lethal to humans, but it causes excruciating pain and swelling, and resists painkillers, even morphine. Platypuses are even weirder than you thought. They're one of the few mammals without a stomach. Their esophagus dumps food directly into their intestines, skipping the acidic breakdown phase entirely. Sharks aren't cancer-proof, but they're close. Let's see why. They have ancient stable genomes with multiple copies of tumor suppressor genes, helping them fix mutations before they become cancerous. Their immune system produces unique antibodies, like the IGNAR, that may inhibit cancer cell growth. And while shark cartilage doesn't cure cancer, debunking a 1990s fad, its low vascularity might slow tumor angiogenesis slightly. Still, documented cases prove they're not invincible. When aphids vanish, ladybugs reveal their dark side. They devour their own babies. It's survival mode. Eggs and larvae are on the menu. And also their larvae also eat each other. Larval survival of the fittest, brutal and tiny. Hurricane names aren't random. They're picked from recycled World Meteorological Organization, or WMO, lists from A to Z and alternating genders. But if a storm is too deadly, its name gets banned forever. Unlike your house cat, or even lions and tigers, cheetahs can't fully pull their claws in. They are semi-retractable. They serve as running spikes, which helps them get amazing grip when they're running. Ethiopia's Danakil Depression has year-round average temps of 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius. It's got these crazy landscapes with bubbling acidic pools and weird mineral formations that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Elephants' wrinkles aren't just for show. They're built-in bug defense. When a mosquito lands, the elephant's thick skin flexes and wrinkles, trapping and crushing the pest. Also, they often coat themselves in mud, which dries in their folds, adding a protective layer against bites. Ganymede, Jupiter's moon, is a real heavyweight. It's the biggest moon in the whole solar system, even bigger than Mercury. And it's got its own magnetic field, which is super rare for a moon. That means it's got a molten core, like Earth, and makes it a really interesting place to study. The letters J and Q are the only two letters in the English alphabet that never appear in any element, symbol, or name on the periodic table. You can blame Latin roots, though quadrium, a theoretical element, could break the streak if discovered. Sea cucumbers survive attacks by performing one of nature's most extreme defenses. They violently eject their own intestines, respiratory organs, and sometimes even reproductive tissues through their anus, creating a toxic, distracting mess that repels predators while the soft-bodied creature escapes. After ejecting their digestive tract, sea cucumbers survive by absorbing nutrients directly through their skin. Ergosterol is a sterol specific to fungi. Its absence in plants and animals makes it a reliable indicator of fungal presence. When we find ergosterol in food or other materials, it often signals fungal contamination. This is important because some fungi produce harmful toxins. Many antifungal drugs target ergosterol production, disrupting fungal cell membranes. Avocados are weirdos of the fruit world. They refuse to ripen on the tree. A built-in biological pause button, thanks to plant hormones, keeps them hard until picked. So if avocados ripened in the wild, they'd all drop at once and rot. By staying stubbornly unripe until detached, they ensure animals or humans scatter them over time. The hippocampus is your brain's scrapbook for short-term memories and your internal map for getting around. But it's not a forever vault. Memories eventually move to other brain regions for long-term keeping. Bonus fact, London taxi drivers, who maybe in the past memorized the city's maze of streets, have enlarged hippocampi, proof this brain region grows with use. London's tube is a bit of a misnomer. Less than half of it actually tunnels underground. The rest rides overground, with some lines reaching leafy suburbs. Dogs have a higher flicker fusion rate than humans, meaning they perceive rapid flashes of light more distinctly. Because of this, older TVs with lower refresh rates can appear to flicker to them. Modern TVs with 120 Hz refresh rates produce a smoother image, which is why your dog might seem to enjoy them more. Carotenemia is a real but harmless condition caused by overloading on beta-carotene, the pigment in carrots, sweet potatoes, and squash. Creatures with rapid metabolisms, like flies, process visual information at a faster rate, effectively experiencing time more quickly. Conversely, animals with slow metabolisms, such as turtles, perceive time at a slower pace. A tree isn't a scientific classification. Rather, it describes a group of plants that share a similar shape and function. Trees are found throughout many different plant families and are not closely related to each other. What sets them apart from shrubs and bushes is their single, or few, main trunk that branch out at a significant height. The Pacific Ocean is Earth's ultimate giant, spanning 63 million square miles, or 165 million square kilometers, bigger than all the continents put together. The sun releases more energy in 1 second than all energy consumed by humanity since its beginning. Also, Earth catches just 1 divided by 2 billionths of the sun's output. Yet that tiny slice powers all life, weather, and renewables. A sneeze rocket's saliva at 160 kilometers per hour or 100 miles per hour. While only 16% of women are born with golden locks, 33% will be blonde at some point. Also, natural blondes often darken with age, while others chase the shade artificially. Lion cubs have rosettes and spots on their fur, which fade as they mature. Lions are champion eaters. An adult male can scarf down 40 kilograms or 88 pounds of meat in one sitting, about 25% of their weight. Vitamin B1, or thiamine, is a backstage hero for your brain. It helps craft acetylcholine, the chemical that fuels memory and concentration. No B1? Your brain's memo system might glitch, but it's a team effort. Choline-rich foods, like eggs, are the raw material, and B1 is the assistant that keeps the assembly line running. Male orb weavers literally leave their junk behind after sex. A detachable genital plug keeps the female busy so she doesn't eat them. Western Australia's Pinnacles Desert feels like another planet, a silent forest of limestone spikes, some taller than a car, all scattered across golden sands, sculpted by millennia of relentless wind and rain. New Zealand's Mo-Rocky boulders look like giant stone marbles, but they're actually 60-million-year-old concretions, shaped by minerals clumping underwater before erosion revealed them. Freshwater ecosystems punch far above their weight. Though they occupy less than 1% of Earth's surface, these rivers, lakes, and wetlands harbor 10% of all known species, including a staggering 40% of the world's fish. This biodiversity hotspot thrives in a small fraction of the planet's water, just 0.01%. When we think of grass, we often picture lawns or fields. However, the grass family, poaceae, is incredibly diverse. It includes everything from familiar lawn grasses to bamboo, cereal grains like wheat and rice, and many other plants. They cover roughly 20% of the Earth's land surface, making them one of the most widespread plant families. Brass is an alloy of copper and zinc. It has antimicrobial properties, a phenomenon called the oligodynamic effect, where copper ions in brass disrupt bacterial cell membranes and destroy their DNA. Humans have about 20,000 to 25,000 genes, yet they're just 1 to 2% of our DNA. The rest isn't junk. It's packed with regulatory switches, ancient viral leftovers, and hidden instructions that control genes like a conductor leading an orchestra. We've cracked some of its code, but the full symphony? Still a mystery. Denmark's Dannebrog isn't just a flag, it's a medieval survivor. With roots stretching back to 1219, it's the world's oldest national flag still in use today. Statistically, your birthday twin club has around 21 million members worldwide, but good luck finding them, since birth rates aren't perfectly even. Looking at you, September babies. All right, give it a like and subscribe for more. And hey, check the playlist or the suggested video. See you there.